shot, don't miss the frame. Hobby hooligan, what's your name?
What's up, hobby hooligans? Welcome back to another episode of Ashtabula Hobby Talk. I'm your host, Rykus, from Captain's Comics, North Kingsville, Ohio. I'm a comic book enthusiast and pretty good collector of comics. And I'm here with...
Hey, Nemo, president of Amigos Radio Club Ashtabula and amateur radio enthusiast, and welcome, hobby hooligans.
How you feeling?
Man, I guess I'm doing okay now. Man, I was down for the count. And thank you to the staff here, everybody. You're not catching it now, are you?
No, just a fluke dust must have got it.
A little bit of dust up in there. No, thank you to Trinity and Andrew. You guys did a great job, bang up job, sitting in for me. Appreciate it. Hey, man, we've got some cool stuff coming up here pretty soon. You did some cool stuff over the weekend, didn't you?
Oh yeah, it was a very eventful weekend. I was pretty well busy. I went to the Great Ohio Toy Show out in Xenia, Ohio. It's near Dayton.
I know exactly where that is. I've spent many a time out there.
And there was over 700 vendors. It was jam-packed with all kinds of toys you can ever imagine. Vintage from far back and to modern day to even 3D printed toys. It was all there.
That's pretty cool. I
got some pictures to show.
Okay.
This is my booth. I set up in corner of tape building 1. And okay. Line producer's telling me it's on the screen there.
It's on the screen. We can't see it.
So
I can see it.
It was pretty cool. I mean, we had a couple big ticket items. The big ticket stuff didn't sell.
Did you take the G.I. Joe toy?
Yeah.
The big G.I. Joe Cobra Commander.
I figured that would be the place that's going to sell. There's going to be a lot of people interested. But our big stuff didn't sell, but we made a heck of a lot of money selling our middle stuff.
That's cool.
We moved a lot of Joes. We moved a few comics, and
those G.I. Joes are rocking. I got one up here, sitting up here on the shelf. I got Dial Tone,
yeah.
He's up there. Amateur radio operator G.I. Joe.
Can't wait to display our shelves.
Yeah,
sometime.
we're working on it. Man, so that must have been fun. Was there how many vendors were there?
Over 700. We were just one of 700. Just not that much,
A little fish in the big pond, huh?
Just a little corner of a building, just all to ourselves, and it was great. The weather was great. We stopped at a few museums on the way home. Shawnee Town Hall was kind of cool. Got to learn a little bit about Daniel Boone, and which brings me up to my next event going on next weekend is a big Trail of Life, Daniel Boone Base Camp.
Oh, very cool.
It's going to be a large. And speaking of Daniel Boone, Trail Life is doing their Daniel Boone Base Camp, which is a really good kickoff to the season. It's going to be celebrated by several troops, pretty much nationwide. There's going to be all kinds of states coming together in Columbus, Ohio, or offshoot of Columbus, somewhere around the Columbus area. And we're going to all camp out for 3 days, filled, jam-packed with events. It's kind of too late to get new kids enrolled in it if you want to go this year at Daniel Boone Base Camp, but there's always next year. And if you don't know anything about Trail Life, go on Trail Life, Google it, go to find a troop near me, and check it out. It's something very knowledgeable for the youth.
Yeah, there's some you get some good skills in there. Carl is a great guy. We had a great time.
Carl's awesome.
And hey, speaking of that, coming up, and I don't know exactly when and how we're going to swing it, but we have a viewer connection coming up with that. Don't tell nobody, because that's going to be a surprise for Carl. So, but we had a viewer see what he was getting into, and there's something special going on there. So
something's in the works.
Yeah. And on top of
that,
we'll be trying to get with Carl to bring him back out. We're going to do some real bushcraft stuff with him, and on the side from the trail life stuff, so that he can demonstrate his hobby skills to the community a little bit more.
So yeah, I was pretty busy doing that and gearing up for trail life. And we did a video shoot yesterday. Was it yesterday?
No, it was Tuesday. A gang full, and
Yes.
it was great.
It was a great game. I fumbled the ball. I didn't have enough time to edit the video and get it all up to standard, which I like. It was supposed to air today.
It's okay. It's okay if you're on in Ashtabula County this weekend. But one of the things that's coming up is the Covered Bridge Festival, and he is going to have his wares, his blacksmithing stuff, not
Yes.
the forging and all that, but his creations at the
So
covered bridge on Graham Road.
spoiler alert, our next episode is probably going to be about blacksmithing.
Yeah, so
Daniel Cole was a great guy.
yeah, he invited us into his house and his shop and gave us a real good time demonstration and
And he's going to be set up at the covered bridge.
can't wait for people to check that episode out. Got this cool
Well,
little.
do you know about the covered bridges?
I do. Well, sort of. I mean, we're in Ashtabula County, and we're the largest county in the state, I think. And,
Can you tell me how many covered bridges are? There's a lot.
Aren't there like 25? I think I want to say 25.
Well, there's 19 in Ashtabula County that they're
Okay.
claiming.
19 in
Well,
Ashtabula County.
in the Ashtabula County festival
There's
map.
a tour.
The tour has 19 in there.
Okay.
And a couple years ago, meanwhile, my wife took my Mini Cooper out, and we drove and tried to get as many as we could in one day. There's a lot. It's a lot of traveling.
Can you get that Mini Cooper down some of them roads?
Oh yeah, that Mini Cooper's a tramp.
Some of those roads are pretty rough on my
It's a
pickup
champ.
truck.
It goes through. It's great. So, as we were visiting, I found this web page called Ashtabula County Covered Bridge Tour, something like that.
Okay.
And it kept track of all the covered bridges I was going to. I checked in at every one, and if I checked in with 5 or 6 of them, it gave me a free enamel pen to put on my coat or hat or
Oh,
something.
that's cool.
And if
That's
I went
cool.
to go get more, I could have got a hat. And I'm not sure what you get if you get all 19 of them.
So that explains all the tourists around my house there.
Yeah, they're clocking in at all the covered bridges.
That's cool.
So if you don't know about that, check out that app and visit some
We're giving
Covered
them
bridges
a plug
and
here. That's
get
all
some
right.
free stuff.
Covered Bridge Festival's fun. There's a lot of great activities that go on at the various bridges. Different people sponsor different spots of the bridge, different bridges.
Oh, yeah.
The Dolan Bridge and like the bridge out by Graham Road is actually being sponsored by the Grange, and that's where Daniel Cole is going to be. Yeah, there's some great stuff. Speaking of,
Well, can I say one more
Sure,
thing about
sure.
the covered bridge?
of course,
The couple years that I ago that I went, me and my wife found this covered bridge museum, and it was along the side of one of the covered bridge. I can't remember exactly which one it was. It was a dirt road, surprise. But this old guy was at the he was a clerk there, and he would talk about all the covered bridge. He was a really nice guy, and he had a lot of cool stuff for sale and memorabilia stuff. But he kind of had a little bit of Alzheimer's. He would say the same thing over again, but he knew what he was talking about. He knew the covered bridges very well, and he has some really good stories to talk about. I'm not sure if he's there this year, but if the museum's open, check that one out. I would love to do like an episode on that if
maybe
anybody
we should
knows
take
anything.
maybe we should take an away mission to the Covered Bridge Museum and check that out.
So maybe if anybody knows anything about them, knows the people that run it, hit us up and maybe we can come and do some filming there because there's some cool stuff there.
Yeah, that would be a great away mission.
I think so.
So, speaking of hitting people up and shouting them out, I got a little story to tell. And it's so people know that we do the show, and I see people regularly and say, hey, you should watch, and we've got great following at this point.
Yeah.
Appreciate all of our numbers going up and up more on the volume. Okay. Appreciate all our numbers going up. How about if I just make some adjustments here? So there's my favorite pizza place, and I'm gonna make that remain anonymous for the moment. So there's a kid in there, and when we started the show, I told him we were going to start the show, and every week I go in there and order a pizza, and he every week he's like, "Hey, what are you doing today?" I'm like, "Well, I'm going to go do my radio show because I do the Wednesday night radio show for the amateur radio net," and then I said, but then I say, "Well, but I still haven't seen you on watching our YouTube show." And he says, "Well, he keeps saying he's going to check it out, check it out." So this week I went in there, and I think what was that, Wednesday night? I went in there and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Well, of course, I'm going to go do my Wednesday night radio net. And then tomorrow night I'm going to go do the Ashtabula Hobby Talk YouTube show." And I said, "I still haven't seen you there, and I know I haven't seen you there because it doesn't say anywhere on my viewer list, kid from my favorite pizza place." And he laughed, and he's like, "Okay." So he took a picture of my phone and of the channel, and he said, "I promise I'm going to go watch it." So if he watches it and he comments in there what I order normally when I walk in the door there, the pizzas that I order, then and I know he knows it because he asks me all the time when I walk in the door. If he comments in the comments, I will give that pizza place a free shout out on our show next week or whenever he comments. But
Awesome.
and then I'll know he's watching.
I'm interested to see what pizza shop that is.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just a funny little thing.
If you work at any pizza place, just comment any random pizza. Maybe you get lucky.
But it's got to be the right one.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's some cool stuff in the amateur radio news community. I guess I should probably address some of that since we're here and we don't have a guest tonight, and we'll just talk about our hobbies a little bit. And on the toy thing, there's a guy I want to try and reach out to. You got the GI Joe Cobra Commander set, the Cobra base.
Yeah.
There's a guy I'm going to reach out to, and I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but we are going to reach out to him. He has built the command center he does custom building, and he built the command center for the 5 Lions for Voltron.
Oh, cool.
No, wait. Is it? No, it's the Power Rangers.
Yeah. I remember you talking about him before.
He built the Power Ranger command center. So I want to reach out to him, see if we can't get him.
He said it has all the lights and bells and whistles.
Yeah, it plays music, does everything.
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna do some digging and try and find that guy. We'll see if we can't get him on the show. But in the meantime, I should probably bring some people up to speed on what's going on in the amateur radio world, because I've had a bunch of people asking me questions, both just shooting it over to me through the internet and on our show last night. So I figured people interested in that should probably know. So everybody knows we were in the middle of like this government shutdown, which basically means that you can't pee in the national parks because nobody's there to open the door. But there's some things that affects in the amateur radio community, and there's a lot of misinformation out there. The main thing that it affects for amateur radio guys is that if you're new to the amateur radio hobby and you're just taking your test for the first time, the process that you go through for taking your test is going to get queued and set aside till the shutdown's over, because the FCC is not processing any new call sign requests or any new tests or any of that. So your test is still going to count. You're still going to be able to get it reviewed by the FCC. You're still going to end up getting a license. At some point, when the shutdown's over, they'll kick all those into gear, and you'll be a amateur radio operator, provided you pass your test. It's only affecting new licensees. It's not affecting anybody who's already been a licensed operator. Your renewal process is still going to go through because that's handled through a separate website in a private, public-private group. your upgrades, if you're going to upgrade, that'll still go through. It's only going to be affecting new people. So that's good news for the amateur radio community, bad news for everybody trying to get into it. But that's what's happening. That's, as far as I know, that's the only real effect that the government shutdown is having on the hobby. So hope that clears some things up for people. Just go to the payment portal site like you normally would and process your stuff, and it'll be okay. Another good thing that's happening, and this is something that's really, really cool. It just happened a little bit ago. Now, up here, we have this thing called ARES, which is the Emergency Management Amateur Radio Emergency Services Group. And Ashtabula County has an ARES chapter. Geauga County doesn't really have an ARES chapter, but they have a thing called GEARS, which is Geauga County Emergency Services. They're basically ARES, but they're not tied to the FEMA stuff.
Right.
Most of the ARES groups are tied to FEMA. Cuyahoga County has one. Lake County has one. We have one. There's a bunch of training that we go through to handle with disasters. Our group up here participates in the Perry drill every year. For those not familiar with that, the Perry drill is if there's a disaster that happens at the Perry plant, obviously there's a plan in place for evacuations, for sheltering, all that stuff. The emergency services group up here that are amateur radio related, they participate in that. They help with traffic control. They help with getting people into the radiation shelters. They help with evacuations. They do stuff like that. People don't even realize that we do it, but that is something that we do. So we could be called on at some point to go, stand in front of the mall and make sure that people are sheltered in place correctly or wherever. Direct traffic so that people are getting out orderly, that kind of thing. Now, what has happened, though, is I'm sure you're familiar with the hurricanes that went through Kentucky and South Carolina last year.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Western Kentucky, Eastern Kentucky. So when that happened, ham radio operators basically saved the day. A lot of people don't understand, but there were all these people trapped up on mountains, and the only people who could get to them were ham radio operators on donkeys. And that's literally what had happened. And they were doing everything from dispatching emergency services, traffic control, search and rescue, quick response teams, all of that. They were helping with the management of everything. And that was the way it was for the first 3 weeks until the Starlink system started coming in and all that stuff. After that, a bunch of the community colleges there, or at least a couple anyway, made so if you're going to EMT classes or you're going to start doing emergency, any kind of first responder class, part of their credits now is an amateur radio licensing course that you could take, and you get your amateur radio license and you get class credit because they recognized, and they did that on the state level because they recognized that the ham radio operators were such a valued part of their
That's kind of brilliant.
Response plan. Well, that's progressed. Great. Yeah. Well, and that's progressed even further, though. So the Department of Energy just did a drill with all the ARES groups in Kentucky. And I don't think it was all of them, but a good chunk of them, 100 different sites were part of it, where the ARES groups provided the emergency services communications for a radioactive drill for decontamination and radioactive cleanup after an accident. They provided the communications from the local tactical level to the dispatch, all the way up to Washington, D.C., the Department of Energy. So that's and across 100 different sites. And that's the first time in pretty much ever that wasn't some other kind of disaster situation that we've had the direct contact all the way up with so many groups together from the ground level all the way to Washington, D.C. So it's kind of a big historic event, and they did it all out of the back of vans and pickup trucks and e-coms trailers, what we call e-coms trailers, which is basically just a trailer with some radios in it and some emergency power equipment. And then they were sending emails and tactical information, the logistics reports, all that kind of stuff back and forth. And it was pretty cool. It's a
Nice.
great thing that happened in amateur radio. So everybody, thank Ham.
What a great and helpful hobby.
Yeah, it's really cool when it turns out to be something about like that. So I thought I'd just mention that because I thought it was cool. We talked about it a little bit on the radio show last night, which is a net. I have to stress that's a net because we don't do radio shows. Nets are interactive. Shows are one way. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Labels.
So that's where we're at with that. Just wanted to bring that stuff up.
Awesome. So, guy comes into my store today with boxes and boxes of old vintage Silver Age comics.
Very cool.
I'm going through them right now and pricing them out and gonna shoot him an offer, but I think there's gonna be some really cool comics in there. So you can see
So I got a question
announcement on that soon.
because I don't know as much about comics as you do. What is the difference between silver and golden, and is there copper, bronze, all that?
Time frames,
Right.
time stamp period. Your Silver Age is somewhere between like the 60s, 70s era.
Okay.
Modern Age is a huge chunk. I mean, it's anything from like the 80s to now.
All right.
And then you can go farther back.
So it's not like
40s and
Golden
30s.
Key Comics or like
No, Gold Key Comics is a
as a brand name.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can have a Golden Age era comic, which is really awesome if you do.
So did you get some good titles in there?
There's some good titles.
Awesome.
Usually your older stuff, you only have like a good handful of like major titles like Superman. You're going to have like some like off the wall titles that, only true collectors are going to know about.
That's cool. So hopefully there's some rare gems in there. And
I found some already.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. They're pretty cool ones.
Are you giving us a hint?
Well, there's the first appearance of Punisher in it.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looks awesome.
that's got to be worth a little bit.
A little bit. The condition's not that great, but it just something about that issue.
I gotta shoot down to Adam Comics and pick up my comic book.
I talked to him at the Great Ohio Toy Show.
Did you
Yep.
tell him I'm still planning on coming and pick up?
He must have knew you were talking about it because he brought you up.
Okay.
He's like, hey, you know that Nemo guy you sent out? Is he ever going to come pick up his books?
I will go down there and pick up the books. Hopefully I've been kind of waiting because I needed new tires, and he's all the way down to Ravenna,
Yeah.
and I didn't want to drive down to Ravenna with no tread on my tires.
It's a bit of a hike.
and then get stuck next to the base. That's all I needed. MPs coming up to me. What are you doing? Broken down by the base.
It's probably the best place to be broke down at.
Yeah, there's worse places for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're going to be well protected.
I'll probably take a trip down there before this month is out and make sure I pick that up from him. Good guy down there, though.
Yeah. The comic book community has a lot of great store owners
Yeah.
locally.
Yeah. We're going to probably be talking to one or two local here not too long
I've
aside
made
from
some
yourself.
connections, and we just got to find the time to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, we got a lot of really cool content coming up here, so everybody stick around. Absolutely. So, this weekend I'm going to come out to film, and you're going to be at the flea market on Sunday there.
Yep.
Up at the Elks Lodge.
Yeah, I got the Saturday's going to be booked for me, and Sunday's going to be booked for me. I'm pretty busy. Sunday we have the flea market in Gem City.
Okay, Gem City, yeah.
That's
Rob.
Yep.
And we owe him a big apology because we did an interview with him about 4 weeks ago, and then I lost all the footage, and it's my fault. I'll take the dime for that.
You know what? It was the spur of the moment, and we were outside, and I think we can get better content. So
Yeah,
it's probably going to be for the best because he's got a heck of a story.
Yeah.
He's
And we'll go up there. We'll plug what they do up there. They do everything for a good cause. So.
It's a flea market that happens once a month during the more colder seasons, and it starts off in October this weekend, this Sunday, and it's in Harbor Creek, PA.
Yeah.
That's
It's
over
an
by
Elk
Erie.
Lodge, right? The Elk Lodge in Harbor Creek?
Yeah, it's the
Or the
Moose.
Moose Lodge. The Moose Lodge in Harbor Creek.
Yeah.
I don't want to get people confused with that. So Moose Lodge, Harbor Creek, PA. All right.
The moose and the elk look kind of alike, so
Yeah.
right?
Well, not really.
No?
One's much bigger than the other one in
Okay.
real life. I don't know if that translates into lodges. I'm not big on that, but
Don't know. I never had a membership to any of the mooses or the elks or the eagles.
or any of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did a short stint in the Oddfellows for a little while. But just as I was getting into that, I moved up here, and there wasn't a chapter up here, and I didn't feel like driving all the way to Youngstown to stick with it. So
I've DJ'd quite a bit of weddings and parties at mooses and elks and eagles, but that was it.
yeah.
Nice places.
All right. Well, what else we got?
That's it. I've got pretty full schedule in front of me for the next couple of weeks. So
Yeah, it sounds like we both do. So
Yeah.
hopefully we'll be bouncing back here with Daniel Cole and the blacksmith.
yes,
And
I fumbled the ball once. I'm not going to do it again. I wanted to have his video up so that he can promote his cover bridge appearance.
well, just go out and check him out on Graham Road, and we'll have the full sit away mission with him set up for next week. So come back, check it out. In the meantime, I guess we need to promote something here. Let me reach down here.
Yeah, if you guys want to like and subscribe, we're building up an audience, and I think the more audience we build up, the better content we can give you,
And
and the better promotions we're
at
going to
100, we're going to give this shirt away. Not this one, but one just like it, except for different color, whatever color you want, whatever color lettering you want. It's nice cotton shirt, beautiful shirt. It's man, this stuff is really well on here too. I really like the way it's on there, and it's local made. Somebody close to us makes it, so check it out. And then also, right here too, this awesome coffee mug, limited edition. I'm not making any more like this. Wednesday night joke net from our radio club, our radio show net on Wednesday nights. It's beautiful, little coffee mug, brand new. It'll probably be this one I'm sending.
This is going to the 100th subscriber.
100 subscriber. Yes, sir.
We're almost there.
And we're getting closer to do it every day.
And this is just the beginning of the ball rolling. We're building up content. We're building up acquaintances.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, and we appreciate everybody that comes along for the
I've
ride
been meeting
with
some
us.
interesting people, and I want to meet even more and locally and show us your talents and hobbies.
Absolutely. So like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
If you're that kid in the pizza place,
Leave a comment with my pizza in there. and then come back and leave a real comment. All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. See you guys again next week. And
Hobby on.
hobby on.